Welcome back, people. Today I did a hike day, and it was the longest hike day so far this year because I don't do long ones in the winter. And I didn't think it was going to be long because it was raining, and what happened was I checked my phone, wanted to find a new place, but I couldn't really decide on a new place. I found two places that I wanted to check out, but last year's wildfires, I think, damaged some of them. So they, at least on the website, it said they were closed. I don't know if it's still accurate to this day or if it was updated or not. But I said, why risk it? Why drive to see it's closed? I'll go to my usual park, but I'll do a different section. And that's what I did. Posted some shorts of it. I took a camcorder video of a little bit of this creek, but it didn't turn out great, so I'm not going to post it. But yeah, what had happened is it was raining really hard. It had a bit of a cold breeze. The sun wasn't out. Cloudy, kind of gloomy day, but I like the smell of the rain. I like to get out. I need the sunlight. Even though it's cloudy, you still need that circadian rhythm. I woke up pretty early this morning, 2 hours earlier than usual. Had a coffee. Don't usually have coffee. And I was very set on doing a hike. So I drove out to the edge of the bush, kind of wherever, the usual park is. And I just went the other way. And I brought an umbrella. I don't have a raincoat. So I used the umbrella. I didn't want to get too soaked. And then I walked for a bit, and I said, man, I'm not feeling this today. It's not sunny. It's kind of gloomy out, a little bit depressing. I think I'm going to turn back. So I stopped. I stood under this gazebo that's at the edge of this park. And I said, no, I'm going to go for a little bit. So I walked down this decline, and it was still a service road. It wasn't quite into the park yet. And I said, okay, around this bend, I'm going to turn back. It's cold, it's windy, it's raining. Don't want to do it today. Got to the bend. I said, well, I'm at the bend. That thing at the end there looks a little interesting. I'm going to keep going for a little bit. And maybe I'll get to the point where I have the outlook of the creek, and then I'll turn back there. That's what I did. I went to the bench, saw the outlook. I said, okay, I should turn back here. But then I said, no. I could keep walking down a little bit. I could see the creek from down below, so I can both get the overview look and down below. Then I'll turn back. So I went down. And I said, you know what, I might as well just do the hike that I had planned. I'm going to go the way that I don't usually go. I started heading that way. I was kind of thinking, I was in my head. I wasn't really taking in the nature fully at this point. And I was just kind of thinking about, should have been a better day. Maybe I should have waited till tomorrow or next weekend. And I kept going. I got to the second overlook because it went down and then it went back up, kind of like a roller coaster. This park is very mountainous. It has some designated trails, some places that don't have trails that I go to. Some people gold pan there. I don't think you can fish. You're definitely not allowed to camp, but it's a sizable park and it's very mountainous. So I went up to the second outlook, and that's where I shot the camcorder video that I said earlier. Didn't turn out well. I don't know why. Maybe it was how cloudy it was, but it came out looking foggy, like hazy, the video quality, so I didn't post it. I don't even know if I'm going to keep it on my camcorder. But that's a decision I'll come to later. So I keep going. This has already completed what I wanted to do, roughly. But I said, fuck it. I'm here. I want to do a bit more. And I kept walking. And long story short, I ended up hiking 10 kilometers. So I wanted to go maybe 2 kilometers. Then when I got out of my car, I was kind of feeling a bit gloomy, maybe a little bit of a pussy. And I was like, I'm not going to do this at all. So 0. So originally 2, then 0 kilometers. I'm just going to walk around the parking lot, basically go back to my car. And what I ended up doing was 10 kilometers, which is crazy. I ended up spending about 4 hours there in total. And going up and down these hills on the rocky banks of the creek. And it was very enjoyable. There's some broken down cars that are in the woods there. I guess rollovers of forestry roads and things. I don't know why there's all these abandoned cars in the woods. It's such a common find, and it's weird because there's no roads anywhere around here. And there wouldn't have been roads back when some of these cars were dated. Some of these cars are dated in the 60s. Some of them are dated even earlier. I saw on my channel maybe a year ago, I posted a Model T that was rusted out. And those were produced in the 20s, I think. So there definitely wouldn't have been roads back then. And it was all forest. So it's like, how do these even get there? It's like, it's crazy. So I posted the short of that. That's the short called Neat. That might give you an idea of how long of a lapse my queue is right now. I've really been doing a lot of these videos. I probably have 30 videos lined up to get posted already. And this is probably going to start going into May now, to be honest. So I am enjoying making these. They're kind of relaxing for me, and most of them are kind of these ramble videos, so maybe they're relaxing for you. Maybe you're getting something from it. But yeah, it was a very enjoyable day. I went basically until I got hungry and my knees hurt, and then I walked back. And it was still time to get back. So, I mean, by the time I got home, I was really hungry, and I ate some of the leftover lasagna. But to get back to the park a little bit, it was rainy. There was some ducks. There was some holes in the trees from woodpeckers. I think there was some stuff. It looked like maybe a beaver, but I don't know if beavers would have been in that park. I do remember I saw on an offshoot of this creek back when I was younger. I don't think it was a beaver. I think it was an otter that was in this creek. So there could be, but it did look like there was some miniature dam like build of like sticks, but it could have been forestry workers that just toss shit there. I don't know. But yeah, minimal mosquitoes, a few, 1 or 2. Think it hasn't been quite warm enough for them to hatch yet. And I guess the takeaway from this is I thought I had nothing in the tank. I thought I was kind of beaten for the day. I wasn't motivated, and then I ended up doing way more than I thought I would do. So that made me feel good. It boosted my ego. And I was out for 4 hours. I thought, shit, I better get back, better eat, better relax. And then when I got home, I got bored right away. And I said to myself, like, I should have been out for 8 hours. I should have packed like some hot dogs or something and then just fucking stayed out there all day. So now I'm thinking I might do a day trip one of these days. Probably not this weekend, because I have to look into the dishwasher business, putting it into the kitchen. I haven't got the dishwasher yet, but I got to look into the electrical. And then other than that, I might hang out with somebody that texted me. I met them at my work. That might be interesting. Might get coffee. Maybe see my mom. And I don't know what else I could do. Maybe another hike. it would be nice to do another hike. It put me in a good state of mind. And then I got back to the city, into my town, to where I live. It all started sinking back in all the realities of life. And it's very peaceful, very calm and serene, Seroquel, all those words I mispronounced that, whatever. In the woods. It's nice. It's nice to get away. And I think the rain actually made it so I could go much further than I usually would, because if I did that in June or July, I wouldn't have made it that long at all. I would have broken down a quarter of the way, for sure. It would have been too hot. And the route I took was pretty much all on the peaks of the mountains. They were small mountains. They were, I want to say hills, but they were still technically mountains. They're just really small mountains. Maybe an elevation of, I don't even know the numbers of how to even calculate that. But they're mountains that people can climb on and do rock climbing. And there was a suspension bridge at one point that collapsed, going from one mountain to the other. So they are a little bit of a mountain. But if it was a summer day, I wouldn't have made it that far, for sure not. So it's good I got it out of my system now. I actually wanted to do this last summer, and I couldn't because of that reason, really, is because it was too hot. And the creek was dried up. You'd think that, well, hey, there's a creek there, jump in. But the time July, August comes around, that creek's dried up pretty much to the bone. But there's a river further out of town where there's this old train bridge that goes across part of it, and the rails were taken out and people jump off into the water. And even in the heart of summertime, where all the rivers and creeks run the driest and lowest, there's still a minimum of 10 to 12 feet under that bridge. Well, I say minimum, but I undershot that. Like, I'm thinking more like 22 feet minimum. And it's really refreshing cold. It's nice. When it's a really hot day and you jump in and it's cold like that, that's nice. Real nice. So, that's my day. Let's do a ramble about my day. It's kind of soft-spoken. I'm doing a bit of coughing from the cigars. I gotta cut back on that, but they're so enjoyable. They're so enjoyable. A little bit of nicotine in the system. Yeah, so no whispering in this video. No theme. Sometimes I have a bit of a theme in my videos where it's a bit of a story and with a lesson or whatever. And I mean, who am I to give lessons? But they're little anecdotes from my life. So post them on my channel. This is my channel. I can do what I want here. So this video is just a day ramble. I hope everyone's doing good. I had a nice hike. I like doing these videos. Posted some shorts. I don't know what I got coming up after this because it's not recorded yet, but probably more of the same. And once again, hope everyone's doing well. Gonna end this at 14.